Are you serious? Are you serious? Well, we're very serious. We have some unbelievably important breaking news. But I do want to show you a shirt that Heidi got me that I think is really kind of cool. You can see the tablets of stone. Moses, of course, was the first person with a tablet. And, of course, he got that tremendous download from the cloud. Okay? So I had to wear this shirt today. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. We got some serious issues breaking right now in the Middle East. It has to do with a secret meeting that took place between the Iranians' top generals. I mean, these are the two twin killers, okay? These guys are they are the most ruthless dudes that Iran has. And this secret meeting between the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, the Al-Quds, the Hezbollah chiefs, plotting an anti-Israeli drive at the secret Beirut summit that was held today. Matter of fact, only the extraordinary Aaron would have brought two Iranian top generals. This is like MacArthur and Patton sitting down. I don't like to compare these guys to our great generals because they're not. But this is the best Iran's ever had. We're talking about the two guys that, these dudes are butchers, okay? And they come together, and we're talking about Al-Quds. First of all, you got the Iranian chief Major General Hassan Salami. He's the leader of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. And then you've got the Al-Quds, Qassam Soleimani, Qassam Soleimani. Now, Hassan Salami, he leads the Iranian Revolutionary Guards, while the Al-Quds leader is Qassam Soleimani. They both flew into Beirut, Lebanon, for a secret conclave with Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah. You've heard me talk about all these guys. They, according to Debka Files, exclusively, there was a report just come out. This took place on August 22nd, 2019, shortly after the Iranians were first attempt to launch those killer drone attack in Israel from Syria, and it failed, and Israel bombed everything. Now, the sources that I'm having, I've just confirmed this with Agent RC, and there's other sources we have that's confirming this as well, that this secret meeting definitely took place in Beirut, Lebanon. The sources are reporting that two key Iranian Guards generals who had never before known to have flown out of Iran together spent 3.5 hours together with the top leader of Hezbollah, and that would be, of course, Hassan Nasrallah. They were in Beirut, Lebanon together in the Lebanese capital, and the content of this singular meeting was established by an intelligence agency that generally believed to have been called as a council of war to set out a joint program of operations against the United States, against Israel, and Middle East targets in the next coming weeks. Now, this took place on, again, August 22nd, all right? The partial parallel may be drawn between this event and the meeting 12 years ago that was held on July 19, 2007, when Nasrallah traveled to Damascus to sit down with the Iranian President Ahmadinejad and Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. They met to outline a common Iranian Hezbollah Syrian plan of action against Israel. This was in 2006, which led to the 2006 Israeli-Lebanese war. This time, though, Assad was conspicuously absent from this meeting. Why was Assad not there on August 22nd? I'll tell you why. He don't want to have a part of this. He's hanging with Putin of Moscow. And even though Russia has provided safe passage for the Iranians in Syria to get as close as they can to the Golan Heights and to help create safe passage for Iranians to send rockets through convoys across Syria, with the help of Syrian troops and the help of Hezbollah, and to get it over into southern Lebanon. Even though Assad has been a part of that, and even though Russia has been a part of that, going to war with Israel right now, for some reason, Assad is saying, I can't do this. I'm not ready for this. I'm just barely alive now. And for some reason, Russia, who seems to be broke, busted, and disgusted, is stretched too thin, and they're not ready to take on the United States. Maybe it's because the United States has been, Trump has been slowly trying to bring Putin along, and has even said he's going to bring him to the G7 in next year, in Florida next year in the United States. But it's also worth noting that Moscow hastened to step into the exchange of fire between Hezbollah in Lebanon and the IDF on September the 1st. It's true, guys. Russia did not jump in this battle. Neither did Syria. Russian commanders in Syria carried messages between the warring sides to keep the flare-up in check and to prevent it from escalating into an all-out war. This would have damaged Russian interest in Syria, of course. But this and other incidences in the region in the last 10 days were evidently the outcome of the last month's extraordinary summit in Beirut, Lebanon. The process they set in motion is clearly only at its outset. So what we have here is the war drums are beating. Iran and Hezbollah, and you could throw in Hamas in Gaza if you want to, because they'll definitely join in. These guys want to make a run at Israel. I think that Hassan Salami and Qassam you know these guys. This is Salami and Soleimani. These guys have their whole life, for 35, 40 years, these guys are gray-bearded, okay? These guys are gray-bearded. Early 60s, both of them. White-headed, gray-bearded. They've spent their whole life waiting for the call by the Ayatollah Ali Khomeini to go get Jerusalem, to go get it, to fulfill the Mahdi, to bring the Mahdi. And they want to be the ones to go for it. These guys feel it in their gut that this is their divine moment, their apocalyptic hour, and a biblical call. And you know what? These guys hear the voices coming from the river Euphrates. Those unclean spirits that come out of the mouth of the dragon, out of the mouth of the beast, out of the mouth of the false prophet. These guys sense the Revelation 9 moment when the Euphrates, guess the Euphrates runs through Turkey, Syria, Iraq, and Iran, guys. This is it. This is the moment. This is the Bible telling us of a great war, and could end up starting World War III, really, if you study the Bible. I don't know. It could be the Psalms 83 war. Looks more like Psalms 83 because it's an Iranian. Because if the Russians don't get in and if the Syrians don't get in, then this is Psalms 83. This is the Iranians working with Hezbollah of Lebanon and maybe Hamas in Gaza, and they're going to get slaughtered. Okay, but they would make they've got so many rockets, guys. You have to understand, they do have so many rockets, thousands, hundreds of thousands, that if they launch them with an overwhelming attack on Israel, a lot of rockets will get through. The Iron Dome can't shoot them all down at once. And some of them would get through. They would hit Tel Aviv. They would probably hit Tiberias over by the Sea of Galilee. They would hit Jerusalem and maybe some other locations. And cities would be burning. People would be crying. You could have 500-600 people dead. Now, I'm going to tell you something. When I was in Jerusalem in 2013, I had that vision. I seen this attack by Iran. I seen Iranian planes. I seen bombs falling that had like little flags on them that were Iranian. And I never forget it. I got up that morning after having the dream in Jerusalem, and I went down to the Western Wall, and I prayed at the wall and prayed for the peace of Jerusalem. And I did a video while I was there. And then I went back to the hotel and wrote the first 17 chapters of my book that's entitled Jerusalem Jihad. And I wrote it from Jerusalem. I started typing and I didn't stop. I worked all night. It just flowed out of me. And it's a tremendous book, and it would really help you to understand what's getting ready to happen. And I wrote that in 2013. Well, here we are 6 years later, and we're about to see it develop. So we're living in the end times, guys. Seriously, this is getting very intense. Now, I want to put a real quick shout out because we've got some people we got to find you. Richard Racy, you called needing something, and we have tried to call you back. Your voicemail continues to be full, and we cannot reach you, and so we cannot help you. Also, we have a package that has returned that has a Bible in it. It was requested to be sent to Crystal Hayes in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Crystal, we sent you I have the package. It has returned. Okay, it has returned, and the Bible is in it. We opened it up, made sure the Bible and all the stuff is in there that you need. But we cannot. We are trying our best to find you. We cannot find you, and this address is incomplete or insufficient address, is what it says. So, Crystal Hayes, wherever you are in Fayetteville, Arkansas, we need to hear from you. You need to call in. That number is 765-414-2230. Same thing for Richard Racy. Dial the number 765-414-2230. And then we have one more person that this package has returned from Ambridge, Pennsylvania, with insufficient, unclaimed. Now, this package is unclaimed, and it's a blanket, and it needs to go to someone who's very ill. Now, this is to Christina Sharif. Christina Sharif in Ambridge, Pennsylvania. It is a healing blanket that we know that you requested and need, and we want to get it to you, but it has returned, and we cannot find you either. So please respond, you guys, so that we can get the information to you. We want to make sure every blanket, every prayer, every blanket, every Bible, every prayer cloth that goes out reaches the people that are in need. And so many people are hurting. So many are sick. Now, as far as the hurricane's concerned, this thing's a monster, guys. And I do have some information. I want to give a quick update on it. So if you give me a couple minutes, I'll try to put out another video here in just a minute or two on some very disturbing information about this hurricane that I think it's critical everyone needs to know about. I'll be back with more in just a moment. Give your life to Jesus Christ. We're running out of time.